Good morning, everyone. My name is Scott Ratterman, and I would like to welcome you to our first session in our monthly Lunch and Learn series. Once a month, Revolution Group will be discussing topics of interest for best practices for your small to medium business. If there's a topic you are personally interested in discussing, please feel free to tweet at rev_group using the hashtag Lunch and Learn, and we will take that topic into consideration for future webinars. As many of you may be aware, Revolution Group is a premier IT consultant serving small to medium businesses in the greater Columbus area for over 20 years. Today's discussion will be on the features and benefits of Office 365. The presenter today is Scott Coffman. Scott is the Manager of Engineering and Project Services here at Revolution Group. If there are any questions throughout, please feel free to type them in the browser and we will address them at the conclusion of the presentation. And without further ado, here's Scott.
Good morning, everyone. I think I've probably talked with a good majority of you before, but for those of you who haven't, as Scott just said, I manage the engineering and project services team. I've been with Revolution Group for a little over 4 years. Have seen and talked with a lot of businesses, small and medium space, and discussed their concerns with technology. And because of that, we feel like we've got a good handle on how Office 365 can fit and benefit your business. So the goal of today is really to kind of clarify what Office 365 is. When we talk to companies, there's a lot of confusion sometimes of, is it just email? Is it just my Office licensing? Does it only work when I'm online? It's cloud, so it only works when I'm online. So what we're going to do today is to provide some greater insight into what Office 365 is and how your business can benefit from it. As we start looking at the Office 365 suite, because that's really what it is a suite of products. A lot of people hear Office and they think Word and PowerPoint and Excel, and then when they hear it's a cloud-based service, they think it's only browser-based or it's only available online, kind of like how Google Apps is. Office 365 is a complete suite of products. It includes the full desktop suite of Office like you're used to, your Word and Excel and PowerPoint and Outlook, and it also includes Office for mobile for your iPad, your smartphone, maybe your Surface tablet, and it also includes online applications as well, so you have Office Online for kind of browser-based applications. As part of this suite is other services included hosted email, which is a large component. A lot of people are interested in how can I move my email to the cloud, or how can I stop having to have this Exchange server in my office, and that is included with Office 365 as well with personal cloud storage in the form of OneDrive for Business, which we'll get into here a little bit more in depth in a little bit. And it also includes instant messaging and video conferencing in the form of Link Online. Also available within the suite is SharePoint Online, which is a team site collaboration, more of an intranet type of and document library type of product. All of these services are enterprise level. They've been optimized for smaller businesses. It's easy to set up and manage, and it comes with a financially backed SLA of 99.9% uptime. So I don't know, if you guys can speak the same of your current email solution, but that equates out to like 12 hours a year of downtime, which is a pretty insignificant amount in the grand scheme of things. So Office 365 being a cloud suite of products from Microsoft, there's a lot of talk about the cloud, and but why would my business choose a cloud? Why is the cloud important for my business? I think being small and medium-sized businesses, the ability to leverage cloud-based solutions is very important. It allows you to save on in-house infrastructure along with a number of other items. With Office 365, you have the ability to always have access to the most recent version of your Office applications. It gives you the ability to install Office on up to 5 devices per user. Everything that you would need is on those, and is all in one place across all the devices. You can access all of the services included with the Office 365 suite from any internet-connected computer. If your home computer you don't have Office installed, well, you can still use the browser-based tools as well to do all of these services. There are no servers to buy. It reduces your need for local infrastructure and capital expenditure. There are no more email server upgrades to worry about, no more patching, no more worrying about upgrading from Exchange 2003 to 2010 to 2013 to whatever version comes next. All of these services work seamlessly together with an easy-to-use, web-based administrative console, and Microsoft basically maintains your servers. So, if Microsoft, if anybody's going to know how to manage your servers, it's going to be Microsoft who actually wrote the applications rather than, maintaining that yourself in-house. Office 365 with that, Microsoft has really kind of put an emphasis on kind of the mobile worker and not being tied to my desk at my office. As we all, get more mobile, the ability to access all of our documents, use the same applications across a number of different devices becomes more important. And with Office 365, it gives you the freedom to choose, where you want to work and on what device you want to work on. As I mentioned, you can use Office on all your devices. Each licensed user can access the Office applications on up to 5 PCs or Macs. Has native application built specifically for, smartphones and tablets, so they've got specific, you may already have an iPad with Office already on that. All these services will work together with those applications on tablets and smartphones to give you access to, the same class of software across all the devices. And we'll go into a little bit later, but also gives you the ability to work on documents synchronously across those devices as well. So being able to pick up from one device to the other if you leave the office or you're traveling or what it may be. So there's no having these applications on your devices are great, but they're no help if you can't actually get to the documents you need to work on. So Office 365 can help with that in a number of different ways. One of those is through OneDrive for Business. OneDrive for Business is a lot like a Dropbox type service, maybe Apple's iCloud if you're familiar with that. Its ability to store documents in the cloud and have those documents be synchronized across multiple devices. So, your home computer, your work computer, your iPad, or browser-based, you can make a save or an edit in one place and it's automatically synchronized across the other locations. This gives you the ability to access the device from any device or browser. On your PC, you'll have a folder like My Documents, but it'll be called OneDrive. And all you got to do is save your document there, and it's automatically uploaded to the cloud. It's important to note that this is personal file storage. It's not to be used as a corporate-wide file share. So as many of you guys have, file servers in your environment today, OneDrive for Business is really meant for my personal storage. So I'm working on a document. Maybe you today have your own user document, user folder on your server, and you save things to. Well, OneDrive would take the place of that. You would save your personal documents there, and then if needed, you could share those documents with people, inside your organization or outside your organization. Having your documents in OneDrive or SkyDrive, as the thing that shows SkyDrive up there, it's what it used to be called. It gives you much of the same functionality of seeing the recent documents you've worked on, showing you when it's been modified, and of course it works across multiple devices. As we mentioned, Office 365, a main part of the service is email service. Today you may have Exchange on-premise, whether that be 2003 or 2007 or 2010. Maybe you're using Google Apps. Maybe you're using Popmail from your ISP or maybe whoever hosts your website. If you've used Exchange before, you understand there's more features that come with Exchange than just email. So you get all of those great features with Office 365. You can use your own domain. So you can set up your at revolutiongroup.com email addresses just like you have today. You don't have to set up or use some vanity domain like at Microsoft or anything like that. You can customize it for your domain. Each user gets a 50 gigabyte mailbox. So there's less need to worry about archiving your mail, spending time cleaning your mailbox out to meet some storage quota that's been implemented to keep the storage of your on-premise server down, or maybe some arbitrary limitation from your current hosting provider. 50 gig, we've done or work with a lot of organizations and their mail servers. I've never seen anybody's mailbox over 50 gig. So I think this covers 99.9% of users as far as their mailbox size. Also included with the Office 365 email is spam and malware protection. So no more having to worry about third-party spam filtering. You don't have to have another app appliance on site or sign up from some third-party hosting. It's all included within Microsoft. If you want to use an additional spam filtering party, you definitely can do that, but in most cases we found the built-in tool is sufficient enough for most businesses. It works seamlessly with Outlook just like you access your mail today. You can share calendars between users, and you also get a highly available email service that has that 99.9% uptime, financially backed SLA guarantee. So, today if your server goes down or maybe you lose internet or power at your current location, your email's down. Your customers can't reach you. You don't have the ability to go sit at Panera and access your email and do some work. Well, with Office 365, you do. You have that ability to access your email anywhere you are, and it's the same experience as long as you have an internet connection. So no more worrying about, well, it only works when I'm in the office. So that's a very nice feature to have. And again, like we mentioned before, it really reduces the amount of infrastructure you need to maintain on-premise. So Office 365, having these tools kind of put together and in the cloud, it really allows you to work better together with your current workforce, with customers, with external partners. It's really made to be collaborative and really enforce kind of that work together kind of environment that a lot of people are looking to do today as they become more mobile or maybe decentralized with multiple offices. As part of the functions for that, the way they enable that, Link Online, it's at its most basic is a instant messaging platform, chat. It also includes audio and video calls, so it's directly from your laptop. You can have an audio conversation with your sales rep that's in Des Moines on a sales call, or maybe you want to go over do a video call and do a face-to-face through your laptop's webcam. All that can happen directly in Link. Link gives you the ability to share your screen, so if you want to work on a document together, you want to show a diagram, kind of explain the floor plans for the new office, whatever it may be, you can do that right in Link. Even if you're in the same office, sometime maybe you don't want to get up and go down to so-and-so's office, or maybe they're in a meeting, you want to quickly knock on their door. You can do that logically through Link. The nice thing about Link being integrated with your email service, it'll actually show users presence. And what I mean by presence, it'll actually be able to tell by looking at a glance, are they available, are they at their desk, are they in a meeting, do they not want to be disturbed, are they out of the office? It can work directly with your Outlook calendar and pre-populate those presence fields, or it can be based upon your activity. If you're typing on your computer, it picks that up and it knows you're available. So right in Outlook, if you have an email from Susie in accounting, they may have a little green block next to their name. That means they're available. You can go ahead and right-click on that green block and say start an IM conversation. So maybe you just want to quickly say, hey, what do you think about such and such, and you don't want to type an email because maybe they don't check their email but twice a day, and you want to get a quick response, a quick turnaround, something. Maybe you just want to ask someone, hey, you want to go to lunch? Link's really good on that. It helps kind of reduce the email clutter for kind of those little one-off conversations. It helps you stay connected with colleagues that are mobile, maybe in another office. It really makes a very interactive experience. A lot of times we've seen, when we implement Link for businesses, they may say in the beginning, well, we're not really that interested in it. It's good, it's kind of nice. And then once we get them using it and showing it, and you talk to them a month later, like, I don't know how we ever lived without this. It really is kind of a big game changer as far as communication that, if you're using something like this today, you know what I mean. But it really is a game changer as far as communications happen, and it cuts down on email clutter and allows for collaboration by sharing your screen. You can also have meetings in Link. Now, admittedly, it's not as full-featured as like GoToWebinar, but for those ad hoc meetings where a couple people and one of the three guys is out of town and you need them to connect up, you can have a presenter and share a document and present in Link. And since it's all integrated, I keep using that word, everything kind of works together, you can schedule Link meetings directly from your Outlook calendar. So you can go to your Outlook calendar and say schedule Link meeting, and it automatically sends them a link to join the Link meeting. So even if they're on a computer that doesn't have Link installed, they can click that link and it opens up a browser window and uses Link Online so they can join that conference directly from a browser. along the same lines of working collaboratively is sharing documents with customers and partners. You can do this a couple different ways with the suite of Office 365. A couple of the platforms we discussed, OneDrive for Business, but there's also document libraries within SharePoint Online. If you're not familiar with SharePoint, SharePoint is a platform for creating team sites, maybe a place to have an intranet so you have kind of the goings-on with the company, to have announcements, but it also allows you to have shared documents, much like a file server today. You can put that in SharePoint and have those documents stored in the cloud on SharePoint. So from there, you can just go ahead and click on a document and easily share that with others by clicking the Share button. And this works just as well when you're on Office 365 online in SharePoint, which is a browser-based application. And it also works when you're inside of an Office application, your desktop application. You go to the File menu and you go to Share and you say Invite People. You know, where before you used to say Email, now you can just say Share and it sends them a link and it automatically opens up that document for them. The nice thing is they open that up, they make changes, it's saved to the real document. It's not saved to the email copy of the document, and they have to send it back to you, and you have to merge those things together. So this really simplifies the process of collaborating on documents. You know, it's great for your internal teams as well as, you know, those ad hoc document sharing between external partners or customers. With Office Online, which is the ability to use the Office applications through a browser, you also get a little bit more functionality. So if you've ever used, you know, maybe Google Apps, you know, they have the ability to modify a spreadsheet in real time with multiple people. Well, Office Online allows you to do that with your SharePoint documents and your OneDrive for business documents as well. So what that allows you to do, let's say, for example, you've got maybe, you know, 5 locations, retail locations, and every day they need to update the sales spreadsheet with the day's records. Well, maybe today you're having to have them each send in a copy of that spreadsheet, and someone's having to manually pull all that together into a master spreadsheet every day. What Office Online allows people to do is work on a master document together in real time. So, you know, one user can be typing something in one field, someone can be typing something in another field, and you see those changes as they type them. So it really is a real-time collaboration. It prevents conflicting document versions or edits. Being able to see those documents in real time, you know, it allows you to kind of, you know, maybe if you're on the phone with somebody or maybe you're doing a link meeting and you're working on that together, you know, you can really kind of see that as you go. This can occur with Word, PowerPoint, Excel, and even OneNote online. Again, all of this is included in Office Online within the Office 365 product suite. So we've kind of gone over kind of the main features of Office 365. There's a lot there to chew on. But, you know, you may be saying this all sounds great, but, you know, can I afford this? You mentioned the value of this product. You know, how much does it cost? You know, what kind of cost am I looking to get into by going to this product? So the next section we're going to kind of go over, you know, why Office 365 makes business sense for someone of your company size. You know, within Office 365, Microsoft provides business-ready tools. You know, I mentioned you get the big business tools at a small business price, and you don't have to compromise anything. Microsoft builds tools for businesses. You know, that's the core of their business. That's what they do. You know, this isn't a side business for them just so they can get you to get your business data so they can sell more advertising to their search partners. You know, Microsoft's core competency is building applications for businesses to improve their communication, their efficiency, and the way they do things. Since Office 365 is a subscription cloud service, you'll always be up to date on the latest technology. No more worrying about having to run down and purchasing the new version of Office, you know, when it comes out to get that new feature. No more worrying about everybody being on different versions of Office. You know, no more worrying about not being compatible with the next version of Exchange because I'm still on Office 2007. You know, you maintain that subscription, you get access to the latest software. You know, a new version of Exchange Server comes out, Microsoft will automatically upgrade you to that version of Exchange in the back end. There's no more worrying about those server upgrades, those server patching. You know, you don't have to maintain your Exchange server anymore. You don't have to maintain the backups for that. You don't have to maintain making sure that your database isn't filling up your server drive. Those concerns go away. That's all managed by Microsoft now. It really reduces your infrastructure footprint. The other benefit for Office 365 is it really simplifies the licensing. Whereas now you may have a mishmash of Office licensing where you bought some retail copies. Maybe you ordered Office with your computers, so you have OEM licenses there. Maybe you bought some volume licenses directly through Microsoft. But they're all in different areas, and you have to manage and keep track of those. With Office 365, you get one dashboard. Here's how many licenses I have. Here's who they're applied to. I can add and remove at will, change my subscription count, which in turn reduces your cost. If you reduce employee count, you can reduce those licenses right away. And in doing so, it allows you to track this easier. If you ever have been through a Microsoft audit, hopefully not, but we're starting to see more and more companies get audited these days, and really taking the time to track down those licensing is very time consuming. And it could be costly if you have to pay a consultant to do discovery and find all those licensing and run discovery tools to determine what versions of Office you're using. With Office 365, those concerns go away. No more exchange licensing. If you have SharePoint Online, you don't have to worry about licensing. If you have SharePoint on-premise, you don't have to worry about having the back-end SQL Server licensed. Those are no longer concerns. As I mentioned, you get 5 installations of Office per license user. If you have seasonal workers, Office 365 is really good with the ability to kind of add and remove licenses at will. So all of these features together really kind of make it good business sense. And as you get into kind of the plans they have for the business offering. So Microsoft used to have Office 365 Small Business, Office 365 Mid-Sized Business, Office 365 Enterprise. They've taken that and kind of condensed it down to the two different segments. There's the Office 365 Business Plan, which I think probably fits most of our audience. What this allows for is for up to 300 users. They've split that segment into 3 different plans. So everything we've talked about today is included in the Business Premium, and that's $12.50 per user per month for up to 300 users. So with that, you get your Office desktop applications just like you were to go and buy, Office today. You can use them offline. You don't have to be online to use them. You get the ability to run them on your iPad and your Surface tablet, your smartphone. You get the ability to use Office Online, which allows the real-time collaboration. You get 1 terabyte of storage per user on OneDrive for Business. That's not per company, that's per user. You get Hosted Exchange. You get Lync Online. You get SharePoint Online. Yammer's not something I see a lot of people using, so I don't really haven't focused on that. So that's the Business Premium plan. That includes everything we talked about. So within that Business Premium plan, you can take sections of that. So for $8.25 a month, you can just get Business, which basically focuses on the Office applications. You get the Office application, Office Online, and OneDrive for Business. The other part of that is Business Essentials, which focuses more on the cloud services. Office Online, 1 terabyte of cloud storage, OneDrive for Business, email, Lync, SharePoint. Business Premium puts those 2 together, and you get a little bit of cost saving as well. All of these plans are 99.9% financially backed, which means if they have significant outages, they're going to refund you money. I don't think you can say that today, probably, for your provider. 24/7 phone support from Microsoft for critical issues. And again, if you're a Revolution Group Managed Services customer, that's us making that phone call. That's not you. We manage that relationship with Microsoft for you. And also, you get Active Directory integration. And what I mean by that is it's not another username and password your employees have to remember. With Active Directory integration, we can drop a synchronization tool on one of your servers that basically synchronizes those username and passwords. So you log into your computer today with a domain username and password, that same username and password will be used for your Office 365 account. If you need more than that, they have the Enterprise plan. So that's if more than 300 users. It says 250 up there, but they recently changed it to 300. So it's 300 or more users. What the Enterprise also gives you, so it gives you the ability to do a la carte. So I had kind of the last point down there in the bottom right shows $20 per user per month. That's more equivalent to the $12.50 a month Business Premium with added features. But you can also do a la carte licensing. So maybe you've got 70 users, but only 20 of them need Exchange. They just need email. They don't need Office, they just can get their mail through the web browser and that's all they need. Well, you can just pay $4 a month for them for Exchange. Maybe these 20 people need everything, so they get the E3 plan, the $20 a month. And maybe these 10 people just need SharePoint. So the enterprise licensing, it allows you to go a la carte with those services, so you can really mix and match your licensing. The enterprise class also gives you the ability to do, e-discovery. You can do advanced archiving with unlimited storage. If you have compliance concerns, maybe regulations in your industry, you have to maintain an unlimited archive. The enterprise gives you those features. It also gives you support for scenarios where you need to maintain data loss prevention. Maybe you deal with credit cards and you want to ensure your employees aren't sending out emails that contain credit card numbers. The enterprise set can do data loss prevention and also information rights management. That's if maybe you're sending a confidential email about someone's salary. Maybe you're sending it about an employee's termination and you want to make sure only one user can see that email. You can lock that down with information rights management. So the enterprise class gives you those advanced features. And of course, with some extra Excel and Visio and InfoPath form services that allow you to kind of integrate your line of business application with SharePoint. But again, for most of our customers, the business plans fit. The enterprise is more if you have kind of if your workforce kind of demands, you don't want to pay a full license for everyone, maybe the enterprise makes sense in that regard. But that's kind of the Office 365 suites. Revolution Group, being a consulting company, we've done a large number. I think we did approximately 15 Office 365 implementations in the last year. We've really seen a very strong demand for this. Customers are asking us about this, and it makes sense. And we haven't had a case where someone's said, we're cutting the cord. We're no longer going with Office 365. It's really been a really good scenario for our customers. So, our ability to perform mail migrations, we can do it no matter what your current service is, whether you have on-premise Exchange, maybe you're using Google Apps, maybe you're using PopMail. We've got migration tools that can handle all those scenarios. The Revolution Group implementation approach, we focus on, communication. We make sure you're there every step of the way. Maybe from the kickoff meeting to our weekly updates to, we're on site the day of the go live, making sure everybody's set, not having any issues. We provide predictable project costs for the implementation. You're involved in saying how much or how little of our implementation support you want. Maybe you want to take some of those tasks on yourself. We're flexible in that way. And we've got a fully suite of trained guys that have the ability to range in many different topics. So, we're well versed in implementing this product and are familiar with the questions that people ask and the way that they want to use this software. At this time, I think we're going to turn it over to Scott Ratterman. He's got some questions, I think, that came up.
Yeah, we had a few come up throughout the presentation. First question is involving Access and Visio. Scott, is Access and Visio included within Office 365?
Oh, that's a good question. So they recently changed the way the licensing works for Access. So with Office 365 Business Premium and Office 365 Business, those plans do not include Access. That is just Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook, and OneNote. If you need Access with that, the enterprise licensing includes they call it the Office 365 Pro Plus. That does include Access. Visio is not included in any of this. Visio, if you need for Visio, you still have to purchase that in the normal channels.
Okay, all right. Does Office 365 have the same features as running my own Exchange server?
Yes, to a point. So the same features that you're used to with being able to share calendars and get your mail on your phone and be able to get your mail anywhere you are in OWA, Outlook Web Access, that is all there. The big difference with having it on-premise is it gives you a little bit more fine-tuned control. If you wanted to fine-tune access to certain administrators, I think it's more beneficial to the enterprise class environment where they have specific requirements around who can access what group of users. In our experience, in the companies that we work with, it's really never been an issue. All of those differences between those two is really how you interact with the back end. And quite frankly, it's a lot easier to manage with Office 365 because you get a graphical interface on a website versus running, command line commands with a back-end Exchange server. So it's actually easier to manage.
Okay. You had mentioned 1 terabyte of storage. Does each user get 1 terabyte of cloud storage?
Yeah, I think I answered that a little bit later, but yes, it's per user. And again, that is personal file storage. It's not company file storage, which is a confusion sometimes. But each user that's licensed gets 1 terabyte of cloud storage.
Okay.
SharePoint is 25 gigs, right?
Someone in the room here asked, SharePoint Online is sized a little bit differently. You get a baseline amount of storage. I think it's 20 gig or 25 gig. And then you get additional storage based on how many users are licensed. So it's kind of a formula they have. And of course, you can always buy more storage. If you wanted to use SharePoint as your corporate document repository, you could definitely do so. You get so much storage for free, and then you have to basically expand that at a cost. And if you have questions about that, I'd say take that up, bring that up with your account manager.
All right. You had discussed billing towards the end of the presentation. How exactly does that billing work?
So the billing is directly from Microsoft. It doesn't go through Revolution Group. We don't have, we're not upselling the service. You're getting it directly through Microsoft. Essentially, if you sign up with Office 365 and we're doing the implementation, we will help you with the sign-up process. We will actually be with you, remote it into your computer, have you sign up for that, help you create your account, the admin account, and essentially during that process, you'll pick the plan you want, you'll pick how many users you want to license, maybe you want to start small and expand it later on. We will help you do that, and basically the way the billing works is you put a credit card on file, and just like your gas bill, every month you just get a recurring charge for your subscription. It is quick to note that the pricing we gave you is based on a 1-year term, so they do have month-to-month options without any kind of agreement. They're a little more expensive. If you go with the lower pricing one, it's a 1-year term. Now you can still add and remove your licenses as you see fit and reduce your license count, but if you were to completely terminate your service, you would be hit with an early termination fee. So the onesies, twosies, threesies, foursies, that's not any kind of a, you just reduce and add as you need, but there's no, the 1-year term is for the whole service in general. So if you were to cancel it all, you'd have a termination fee.
Okay. And we had one more question sneak in here at the end. Someone is considering a Microsoft project purchase in terms of a Microsoft integration. Is there any Microsoft integration from Microsoft Project through 365, or is it a standalone purchase option?
So they do have, as part of the enterprise, they do have a la carte options for Project Online. So much in the way you do Project where you buy it, you can do Project Online. I don't know the costs offhand, but I know they have it. I would say, to talk to your account manager, and they can get you or direct that question to me, and I can get some links for you to check out. So there's a monthly fee. So instead of having the pay up front for the whole version, you can get the online version. There's definitely a trend towards that I've seen in a couple cases.
Okay. Looks like that is the end of all questions there.
Yeah, I just want to make a note. I put my email address and phone number up there. You're more than welcome to bring up any questions or concerns you have with your account manager. If you want to shoot me a question, if you have a specific question or you want to give me a call, maybe you want to set up a time for us to talk on the phone to go through any more details, with your account manager, I'd be more than happy to do so. I've met with a lot of businesses and talked about a lot of different things with Office 365, so I think in most cases we can answer any questions you may have.
Additionally, for all attendees, as you can see, Scott's information is listed up there. This presentation has been recorded, so if you're interested in getting some of the slides or actually the entire presentation, feel free to reach out to your account manager or Scott, and we can send you that information. And lastly, again, as I had mentioned at the beginning of our presentation here, if there's a topic you might be interested in discussing in the future months, please feel free to tweet at @rev_group using the hashtag #LunchAndLearn. If there are no further questions, we thank everyone for attending today, and we look forward to speaking with you in the months to come. Thank you.